Hello and a very good day everyone. So in this video, I will actually educate on Power Query. So basically the task is a department will always send an email containing an attachment which has the title OPEX report in the email. So normally instead of just manually downloading the attachment, so in this video I'll share how we can actually use Power Query via Microsoft Exchange to get that email and eventually load immediately to the Excel or Power BI. So meaning to say here we have a data, get data from other source, and immediately whenever the email has received, so instead of we going to the email, opening the email, downloading the attachment, opening the file, we can just automatically automate the reporting when the email has already delivered to the mailbox. So in this case, once the email has been received, it will automatically update it in the database, and once the query has been refreshed, so the latest report can be updated and we can see the latest reporting. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is, basically this is my email and I'm going to use the mouse to click data, get data, other source, Microsoft Exchange. So data, get data, other source, and Microsoft Exchange over here. So what you need to do is, once you click this, automatically you need to log in. So just say when I click it over here and I click Microsoft Exchange, so you need to actually log in to your office email. So this is my email, so I need to actually copy this and paste it over here. So let me just copy, and once I copy this email, I'll go to data, get data, other sources, and Microsoft Exchange. So once I actually get that particular email, automatically it will auto update in my database. So once I click from Microsoft Exchange, I'll just log in using my office email and I press OK. So the moment I press OK, we will show the Power Query Editor. So in the Power Query Editor, what you need to do is you need to actually select the particular mailbox. So normally my email is in the mailbox, and then I'll just straight away go to the transform data. So once I go to transform data, I actually need to know what is the email or what records does it have and so on. So in this case, I will just have a look which email that has attachment. So in this case, I will try to select the email that has an attachment, and yes, and then after that I will try to actually select the subject. So normally the subject has a particular attachment. So what I'm going to put here is, instead of variants, I'll just click it over here and text filter, and I'll just put here contents. So what it contains is, it contains the word OPEX. So I'm going to write here capital OPEX. So every month I'll get this particular email on OPEX. I press OK. So once I press OK, what you see over here, this is a OPEX report. So just let me refresh this query. Okay, so once I refresh this query, so we noted that we do have 3 different OPEX report. What I want to do right now is, I want to actually access to the attached file. So I'll just go in this attachment over here. We do have as attachment, and then we do have the preview. What I want to do is, I want to actually expand the attachment. So here we do have the name, the attachment content. So I'm going to untick this and just press OK. So I want to actually refer to the particular file. So if you notice carefully, in this particular file we do have is a binary file. So let me just refresh one more time. So when I click refresh, we will do have the list of the file, and let me just click over here. So when I click over here, what happened is, it will combine all the files. Of course, it will take some time to load. So once it combines all the files, then we need to actually choose the particular database and whatnot. Okay, so this is the first file. So what I want to do is, basically I want to actually select the particular worksheet, make sure the worksheet name is same, and very important, the template is the same. So I'm going to press OK. And once I press OK, so automatically you will notice here will have the many applied steps showing the dedicated file. Next, what you need to do is, you need to actually format your table accordingly. So in this case, what we have is, we do have the date column. So I want to actually format it in a date format. So here we have the date, the subsidiaries, the product code. What I want to know is the monthly subsidiaries performance by revenue. So since this is the database, so I'll just click on this arrow over here, and I will click on close and load to. So once I press close and load to, you will notice a box will appear. I actually want to close and load as a pivot table, and I want to do in a new worksheet. I press OK. So the moment I press OK, automatically what happens is it will take some time to load. So it will extract all the rows from the email. So if just say every month I receive that email which has the subject, the title, OPEX report, automatically it will populate over here. So now this is the data. What I want to do is I want to know the subsidiary revenue. So I'll just take the revenue and I'll just take the subsidiaries, and then this is the subsidiaries. I'm going to right click over here, number format, accounting, no symbol, and two decimal places, no decimal places. So now this is the data, and I'll just put the subsidiaries at the columns, and I want to take the month. So when I take the date, so right now what we have is January, February, March, and so on. And what I want to do next is I will actually try to remove the days, remove the date. So we do have this monthly data. I'll put revenue one more time so that we do have two revenues. Right click, show value as percentage different from year. I'll put year previous. I press OK. So now my manager is able to understand the data, like we do have a massive increase in May and whatnot. And then what over here, what I want to do is I want to use conditional formatting. So I go to home, conditional formatting, and then under conditional formatting, highlight cell rules less than. So whatever less than 0, I put red color, and I click over here, I'll put all cells. So it will show me whatever that is red color, that indicates that is a decrease. I'm going to do the same thing for increase as well. So whatever greater than 0, it is green color, and I click here and all cells. So there you go. And then what I'm going to do next is conditional formatting, icon sets, more rules, all cells showing, and then I'll just put here number, and I'm going to scroll up to show the arrows. So whatever arrow more than 0, that means increase, and this is decrease. Press OK, and there you go. So my manager now can understand the reporting. And if I want to put in a proper accounting format, I'm going to press right click, and then I'm going to go to number format, custom. So over here I put a semicolon, open bracket, 0 minus 00, percentage, close bracket, and press OK. So right now you will see this is in a proper way of analysis. Anything that is green color or up arrow, that indicates there's an increase, and anything that is a red color or red arrow down, that means it is a decrease. So over here I'll just put here monthly sales in RM, and here I put here trending in percentage, and then I can actually change the color. So maybe I'll just put a different color over here. Okay, something like this. So now it's basically easy to understand, and I will just do a freeze pane. I go here and freeze pane. Okay, so let me just change accordingly. Okay, so now this is a freeze pane, and we can actually understand. So some companies, some subsidiaries, there's an increase. Only certain selected months there's experience a negative growth and whatnot. So just see the subsequent month, there is an email. So instead of me downloading the email, opening the file, what I can do is I can do a test run. So just say over here, let me just go to my email. So here this is the email. So what I'm going to do is I want to send, just say, let's assume that this person is sending the email to me. So I'm going to copy this and send this email. Of course, the body is not matters. What matters is the OPEX report. So I'm going to copy this, paste it over here, and I send to the sender. So this is the sender. So whenever I receive the email which contains OPEX report, and more important, there's a two requirement. One must have an attachment, another one has a OPEX report. So just say I go to my file, and in my file just say I have the September report. So I'll just click this, put it over here, and when I just click send, the moment when I click send, so my Outlook must show that I received the email. So the moment I receive the email, what happened is I need to go to my file over here, and I need to right click and refresh. So what happened is, so let me take some time. So if you look over here, there is an email OPEX report which has an attachment. So now what I want to do is I want to refresh this pivot table. So when I right click and I refresh, automatically you will notice it will totally automatically update on your pivot table. So meaning to say, whenever you receive an email which contains a certain subject or certain title which has an attachment, instead of manually downloading the attachment, you can actually automate using Power Query to update your reporting.